What the heck was that? I can't believe he actually did it. Mr. Piccolo! Hey guys, DB right here, and today I am continuing with What If King Piccolo Survived? Now, picking off right where we left off with this series, which was quite the cliffhanger, with Gohan witnessing the near death of King Piccolo triggered the Super Saiyan transformation of legend. Yes, in this timeline, Gohan is the first Super Saiyan. Now, with Goku and the others doing the best they can, defeating the Ginyu Force and whoever else I had with Frieza during this stage of the battle, which, quite frankly, as I recall, he had most of his Frieza Force with him. But, mind you, with Goku there, it pretty much meant that most of the Ginyu Force were not much of a match for him. And so, meanwhile, we've got Gohan, now in his Super Saiyan transformation, just going berserk on Frieza. Frieza, who hasn't even powered up to his final form yet. If I said he had powered up to his final form yet at some point at the end of the previous video, that's wrong. I do apologise. So you may consider this a bit of an inconsistency, or not. I just can't for the life of me remember if whether I said what form Frieza was in. But yes, the battle likes of Vegeta and King Piccolo, he was just in his first form, but now that he's got an angry Super Saiyan Gohan to deal with, it's suddenly not looking so good for the evil tyrant. What kind of power is this? How can a mere mortal have this kind of power? Don't tell me. You're a Saiyan. That's right, Frieza. You're not dealing with the average Saiyan anymore. The kid has surpassed the limits of an everyday Saiyan and become a legend. And, well, right now Frieza is getting quite a bit of a beating. Now, if you think Gohan's Super Saiyan transformation is on the level to what his father was in the original story, no, you'd be wrong. Because Gohan is still roughly the same power level he had this point of the story, which was a lot weaker than his father than when he had his transformation. So, at best, Gohan definitely could not take on Frieza if he, say, powered up to his final form, which, after Frieza manages to increase his power just that ever so slightly and get a surprise hit on Gohan, he is able to find that little bit of time to transform into his final form while Gohan was recovering in some rubbery somewhere because he went crashing into a mountain during that hit. So with Frieza now in his final form, the tables seem pretty much even, except Frieza is only playing around with the kid a little bit. Well, I may as well get a little bit of exercise. It's not every day I meet a warrior of your caliber, boy. But don't let that go to your head. You're far from being my equal. And well, after Frieza's done playing and toying with the kid and messing with him, which Gohan's attacks are now just getting sloppier and sloppier because Frieza is pretty much in the kid's head. So even if Gohan did have some sort of mental edge and could have pulled off the win here at some sort of way, he can't now. He's too animalistic. King Piccolo, who's recuperated a bit watching on, is watching this maniacal Frieza technically tear his pupil apart, and well, King Piccolo begins to realize something. And when what he's realizing is the error of his ways. Out of all this time, even before he used the mind trickery to try to convince Gohan that Chi-Chi and Goku and the Dragon Team were the enemies, he didn't really need to. Gohan, in a lot of ways, was still that loving child who befriended the monster that was King Piccolo. And, well, I guess you could say that witnesses that day, King Piccolo's heart grew 3 sizes that day. And, well, Frieza is just about done picking apart Gohan, and he's ready to pretty much kill the boy with a death beam. I must say, you were quite the challenge, young man. But still, all good things must come to an end. It was fun while it lasted, pointing his finger out for a death beam. And King Piccolo is running towards the kid. This is it. One more final act of redemption. King Piccolo jumps in front of the death beam and takes the full blast from it for Gohan. Goku witnesses this and just as shocked as, well, quite frankly, Gohan and the others are. Piccolo is dying. And before he dies, King Piccolo basically gives the Gohan the same speech that Piccolo Jr. gives him when he sacrifices himself in the original timeline against Nappa during the Saiyan arc. You were the first person that treated me like I was a person, not a monster. I'm sorry for everything I put you through. I am proud. Piccolo dying off. Now, if you think this is going to push Gohan to an even higher level of Super Saiyan, or we get a bit of a Gohan rage boost, actually no. Remember, the Super Saiyan transformation happened when he thought he saw Piccolo die before, at the end of the previous part, so he's all raged and tapped out. And well, Goku is standing there silently, and he's pretty much telling all the allies there to get to the ship. And then Frieza decides to fire a death beam randomly, and this time it hits Krillin. And so now the Goku is undergoing his own Super Saiyan transformation. Now you've done it, Frieza. You're not facing just one Super Saiyan, you're facing 2 now. And Frieza, he's all, I've already seen this trick, I know what it could do. Trust me, you're not going to fare any better than the boy. Remember, Frieza can't sense energy. He doesn't know the difference between Goku and Gohan's power. And, well, Vegeta is, just that surprised to see this. And, well, Gohan is not backing down either. And so we've got a 2-on-1 assault against Frieza against a couple of Super Saiyans. Now, Frieza might be able to stand a bit of a chance if he's powering up to his max, but at this point, neither Gohan or Goku are giving him that chance. If one of them's off him, the other one is on him. And it's, just pure, angry Super Saiyan carnage. What? Impossible! Even with 2 of you, you shouldn't be this much of a challenge? It seems you really can't sense our power, Frieza. My power is on a whole different level to my son's. And now with both of us as Super Saiyans, you don't stand a chance. This is for everyone you massacred! I think I sounded more like Bardock than Goku there. And together, Goku fires up a fully charged Kamehameha, while Gohan powers up a fully charged Masenko! And the beam is powerful enough that it engulfs Frieza in it, destroying him once and for all. And with the Ginyu Force down as well, there's pretty much no hope for the leftover members of the Frieza Force. The only thing they can think to do at this point is run. Flee for their lives. And well, I can't really remember too well if they used the Dragon Balls in the previous part before Frieza's arrival. I don't think they did, because Gohan was hiding a couple of the Dragon Balls as I recall. So no one really had the chance to use their wish, so they do summon up the dragon, and well, they decide to use the Dragon Balls, of course, to bring back Krillin. Since Namek isn't destroyed at this point, there's none of this, the Namekian dragon only brings back people where they die, you know, nonsense. So, Krillin is brought back, and so is King Piccolo. And just like in the original, since there has pretty much been irreversible damage done to the planet. I hope I did not say Guru died in the previous part, because he hasn't. Or he wasn't supposed to, rather. But bottom line is, well, basically with this video, this is meant as sort of a continuation as well as a fix-up. If I made any mistakes when I did the previous part, which I may or may not have. After all, my what-ifs are improv. So, with that, King Piccolo is restored, and, well, he seems actually changed and chilled, and after seeing that Goku has pretty much hit the level of Super Saiyan, Piccolo's not really going to do the same thing. You know, he's not really going to be doing the whole conquering a planet, because, well, Goku and Gohan could just take him down whenever they want to. So with the third wish, everyone is transported off of Namek and back on Earth, and Guru passes on just like he was meant to, and Mori gathers the abilities of the new Nameks and of the eldest Namek, and eventually is able to restore the Dragon Ball so the Namekians can also go home, just like in the original story. And, well, just like the usual, King Piccolo, like his reincarnation, chooses to stay on Earth, and he'll continue to watch over the boy. He does have a bit of an understanding that Goku don't quite trust him as of yet. However, his Piccolo manages to get the Earth Dragon Balls again, and decides to use them to basically erase the human race, with the exception of the Dragon Team, mind of King Piccolo. So no one would remember the terror he once did, and remember what his legions did. And so, This basically allowed him to basically stay in that little bit of wasteland that he rules, and that where his legion is, and basically keeps them away from the human race, which they're more or less goody-good two-shoes now as well, but you can imagine people getting scared and freaked out seeing flying monsters, you know, in West City. It's not quite time yet to reintegrate them into society, so to speak. And so, with Gohan now back, returning to his studies just like Chi-Chi wanted, and just glad that her family is back together. And of course, Gohan sneaking off occasionally to go visit King Piccolo. Even though he realizes he had his mind warped by the monster, he did definitely forgave him, especially after King Piccolo literally died for him again, taking a death beam from Frieza. As well, even though King Piccolo is starting to make his way to the good side, he's still pretty much a grouch. And still does the odd thing every now and then. Force a habit, centuries of being bad, would probably do that. And well, time goes by. There is no Garlic Jr. saga. Moving on. And well, one day, King Piccolo, as well as pretty much all the members of the Dragon Team, have pretty much gone their own way, doing their own thing. And, well, surprisingly, Goku and Vegeta have decided to go off on a bit of a space trip. And Vegeta wants to learn how to be a Super Saiyan, and also wants to prove he is the better fighter. And since Goku's always looking for a rival, he's actually willing to help Vegeta out. Hey, it's not like in the original series Vegeta ever asked Goku for help in becoming a Super Saiyan. Vegeta's pride just got in the way. But when Kakarot suggested a space trip, and the problem was Goku not knowing how to work a spaceship too well, Vegeta knowing a bit more about spaceships than he does. Alright, fine, Kakarot, but you're not leaving me out of the training. You were going to show me how to become a Super Saiyan, and then you and I are finally going to have our battle to settle who's better. You know, Vegeta stuff. And during their travels, both Goku and Vegeta end up landing on Yardrat. They didn't really meant to go there on purpose. A sort of a radioactive cosmic storm sort of set their ship out of course, and that's just where they sort of ended up. Luckily their ship's not actually damaged, but hey, chances to learn healing, instant transmission, or gigantification, count them in. And actually, thanks to the training, both he and Vegeta do learn instant transmission. And pretty much by the time they actually get back, Vegeta hasn't quite hit the Super Saiyan mark yet. He's nearly transformed. Like, he's got his hair to stick up and it went blonde, like, very briefly, but not enough to carry it through. And that's because right now Vegeta lacks the motivation. But he knows he's getting close. He can smell it. And well, Not long after they arrive, suddenly, everyone on Earth, including King Piccolo, no, not him, anyone but him. Oh yes, they sense the approaching King Cold, and, as it turns out, Mecha Frieza. Yes. Even with the fully charged Kamehameha and the Masenko Ha, Frieza wasn't quite as dead as I led you guys to believe just before. No, he was barely alive, and thanks to some of the minions who survived the battle and managed to get off planet, reporting to King Cold, it made it pretty easy for them to find him, restore him, and give him his mecha body. And well, I think that's where we're going to leave things for right now. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this part of the story? Where will King Piccolo's new path, this sudden change, lead him? Where will it take him? All this and more next time as we continue with What If King Piccolo Survived?